All right, so I think the stream thinking of all things ready to go though. So hello everybody, Megazord Xer back at it again to give y'all another very exciting video. And yes, oh shoot, the Pokemon Company has came out with their announcements for Pokemon Day that is gonna be actually tomorrow. I mean, at the time this live stream is going down, honestly, we're almost like mere hours or minutes away almost from the things being able to go ahead and start though. So I'm like, oh shoot, there was a lot that was showcased off in this presentation though, but I am not here alone to go ahead and discuss any of this stuff though, because I also got my good friend over here, Sanikyu. He should be popping up here in just a second or two, probably right here though.
Yes, here I am.
All right, there he is, and I think we're all good to go on the volume metrics, aren't we? Aren't we, Sanikyu?
Yeah, yeah, we're good.
All right, that's what I was thinking. We ain't gonna have no mishap. That low key happened with a little bonus content that I left in the description box for another video over that Nintendo Direct that we had like the other week ago. And, we ain't gonna have a repeat happening on that.
We lost so much.
So much, man,
Uh,
so much. Oh man, going into this, I guess we can go ahead and start off with like our general hype levels kind of going up into this because at first I honestly thought that I everybody and their mama around like the whole block, the whole neighborhood, the whole world knew that Diamond and Pearl remakes were gonna be here. It was only a matter of time, and I've been calling this almost since last year. I almost thought it could have came last year before the DLC because I thought they were going to take a gap year and then do DLC or the third game what would have been this year, but they flipped it on me. They flipped it on me. So once they flipped it, I was like, all right, it's coming this year though. But man, on a scale of like 0 to 10, I probably had myself at a comfy. Oh shoot, with the Pokemon fan base, I just never knew. But I think I have myself at a 6 or a 7. But what about you?
I honestly don't know. I'm all over the place with this, like with what they showed off at the present.
Mm.
Because I don't know. It's like on one point I want to be happy, on the other I'm very, very skeptical of what they showed off.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was like, oh shoot, I just didn't know how to feel. Like I was at work,
You
I
know, I,
opened the thing, and I was like, oh, for the love of all good, please, please, please be something positive. I cannot deal with that much more negativity at the moment right now. Like, oh shoot, I just need
let's just
something good.
say, let's just say I'm at a 5. You know, not too
You're at
excited, but just a little excited, just in
5.
between.
Okay, all right,
That's
so
a good spot, I think.
all right, so we started off this whole Pokemon Presents with a little montage, like a memory down lane, and it was like everything from 1996 all the way up till now. I don't know about
Yeah,
you, but
literally everything.
a lot of that stuff, I was like, oh shoot, I remember the movies, I remember the names, I mean the movies, the
They showed off the
animes, the
TCG,
TCG, a lot of the games, a lot of good stuff from the N64 era. Gosh dang. And I
side
was
games too.
I know, and they got all the mystery dungeon things represented and stuff. Even some stuff I didn't even know about, like the offshoot stuff that happened with the GameCube or the 64, like with the card reader swiping and all that stuff. I was like, gosh dang. Or like the N64 pack. I knew the N64 pack with some of the stuff like Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2 and whatnot, though. But there was some other stuff up in there. I was like, golly. But man, they were super experimental back in those days, though. But it was a nice little good montage from all the way back then to all the way now. And then,
What was the first game they showed off? It was Pokemon Snap, right?
Yeah. The first thing they led off with was Pokemon Snap, which they showed some pretty good stuff within Pokemon Snap. I guess I might throw up something over here in the background while we're talking about that one though. But
I mean, yeah, it looks really pretty.
yeah, it really does. And I was like, oh shoot, like like just going through and just seeing the images and stuff that they got going on right here though. Because I mean they added some cool new features, I guess, with like I guess taking the pictures. I think there's like
Yeah,
one like
the whole picture mode.
yeah, and I was like, well, you kind of have to go off on that because the nature of this game. And it's like I guess like there was like one little part where they're eating like one little piece of fruit, and with that one little piece of fruit, it made their body
Yeah.
glow, sometimes even changing like the fire type Pokemon's flame color and stuff. Some really nice stuff right there though too.
What was the Pokemon they used for that? It was
I
like
want to say Score Bunny.
it was Score Bunny, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, so it was some really cool stuff though. And I was like, I just knew everybody also knew about this presentation. They had to show more about Pokemon Snap. It's like right around the corner. So I was like, oh, it was only a matter of time. I don't know about you
Apparently,
though.
like,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. No, 'cause
Oh,
I was just gonna say like a lot of this like what they showed off in the presentation got leaked apparently.
really?
Yeah, because like so I would go on YouTube just to look up the Pokemon present again, and then I 2 hours early before the present showed, it showed off the Pokemon Legends, like a little piece of it, like little bits.
Hmm. That's interesting because I was like, huh. I guess I did miss that. Maybe because I was also at that point trying to avoid because some little things were like what you said, kind of like leak a little bit early. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me make sure I'm not going too far out my way off this beaten path, or I might stumble upon something though. But hmm. But I'm kind of glad. I mean, really, with this game, I don't think you really spoil too much because it's more like the experience you'll get when you're actually playing it, which you can't necessarily spoil that for somebody else. I mean, you can spoil like the types of Pokemon and stuff up in there though, but I mean like the experience is very different from one person playing to the other one. So I'm not too worried in that regard though. But I don't know about you, but I saw that Alolan Raichu surfing across the water. I was like, that just
Oh yeah,
speaks to
that was
me.
pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I was like, little things like that. I was like, I don't think personally I'll wind up probably getting this game, but I probably will enjoy it. Just social media is gonna blow up when this game drops, and it's probably you can't even go through your timeline and not see pictures. So it's like whether you get the game or not, people are gonna bring the game to you. I feel like at least with this, but
Yeah. Although I don't know if I am gonna get it,
yeah, because I have
to
a
be honest,
friend. I
man.
have a friend that's gonna get it that I know, and in like in IRL, and I know he's gonna be sharing me all the pics. So I'm gonna feel like I'm playing it, even though I don't got the game though. But at least I experience it from that angle though. But I can't wait to see the types of stuff that some people be pulling off in that game though.
I don't know, like I feel like they haven't shown off complete like everything in that game.
I think so too. Like I don't think there's absolutely no way I think that they could possibly do it. And I feel especially with in terms of the Pokemons and some of the environments, like I think they showed off a good chunk, but I don't think like what you said, I don't think they showed off everything. But yeah, you got anything else to say on that? It was pretty straightforward, at least for that first little thing.
Yeah, something like safe to start something safe to start with the present with, and something that everybody's been interested in,
Yeah.
wanting more info on. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then the next one, oh shoot. Man, they started that trailer off and I was just looking at it and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh.
saw the. Wait, are we talking about the remakes?
Yeah, we were talking about the DP remakes because I was looking at
Yeah,
it and
I
I was
saw the
like,
DS. I saw the DS and immediately my heart kind of dropped because I didn't watch Skiddo remakes at the moment because, well, obviously, I didn't really enjoy Sword and Shield, and I
mm-hmm,
thought to myself, you know what? I don't really want Shadow remakes until Game Freak can pull themselves together, so to speak.
and
So my heart did drop, and then I did not expect that. I
I
thought we were
I
getting
I
something like.
I thought we were gonna get something in the Sword and Shield ring because I was like, they threw that reverse card at me and made me pull 25. I was kind of flabbergasted. I was like, is wait, this ain't Let's Go, but at the same time, it's not Sword and Shield, and I'm like, this is cheating
No,
style.
like,
I was like, wait, this is like Link's Awakening. I was like, what the freak? I was like, what the heck?
all right. So the battles, it does look like Lexco, but it looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I can admit that the way they handled how battles looked visually in Lexco looks infinitely better than what they showed off in the present. But obviously, the game footage is not finals, and they
Mm-hmm.
are outsourcing for this game. I think it was called ICA.
Yeah, ICA, the same people
It
that made the Pokemon Home infrastructure are the people that were responsible for making this game. So a little
They've
interesting
also
twist.
worked on other games.
Yeah,
So let me try and find it. I
yeah.
know I know they worked on other games.
Yeah, and I was just going back and looking at this footage. I was like, I loved it how they zoomed in on the fat DS. That just spoke volumes to me. Like I'm like probably one of the few people
Yeah,
that still
the
have that fat DS. That thing got torn up. Like I lost the hinges. Like the hinges, like I can actually move the top screen around a little bit.
oh yeah.
It's not even that functional no
I
more.
hate the
But
hinges
yeah,
so
I
much.
was like,
Like
golly,
I wish. All right, so apparently the team that are in charge of the Sinnoh remake also worked on Dragon Quest 11,
really?
Yakuza 0, and Metal Gear Rising.
What the heck? Well, at least it's probably gonna run good. It's gonna be solid fluid. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy. I
It's
guess it was just
because
the art style, I guess, that they chose, or
it's
maybe
because they've never been like lead developers on anything but Pokemon Home.
So I guess it's the matter of fact that they got to do a lot of stuff. Although you got like some head people within Game Freak and stuff that were sort of kind of still leading the thing, make sure that they weren't doing nothing crazy or stupid or anything like that with their IP
Yeah, like the
and stuff.
director
But
is
yeah,
Junichi Masuda.
yeah. So I was like, it's interesting. So it's like Pokemon actually taking a little bit of advice. Something that honestly, I think in the past, like what me and you kind of discussed is like, if you're gonna keep pumping out these titles left and right, you're gonna have to do a little bit
You
of
need help.
outsourcing. You can't do it all yourself. And it seems like they're starting to take that. So it was interesting how they outsourced this one, and we'll talk about the other one later because the other one they got to actually work on though. But with this DP remix though, I was like, oh shoot.
I
Now,
mean, there is some things they do need to like work on before it releases. Because when does it get here? Like holiday
yeah, I
2021?
mean, they say late 2021, but you know, in Pokemon terms, that's always November. We always know these games drop
Yeah,
out in
November,
November.
pretty much.
Yeah. So,
So, so like there's just some issues. Like to me personally, I don't mind the chibi aesthetic. I mean, I liked how Link's Awakening did it, but like Link's Awakening did it better. And
mhm.
for me personally, them taking the safest route, which is pretty much like the games are one for one remaster or remake, whatever you want to call
Like
it.
one to one
It
in
just
terms of
seems
scale, yeah.
it just seems kind of uninspiring to me.
And it's kind of
Like,
weird.
what would be my incentive to buy these games if I still own my copy of Platinum?
Now, I think that's the thing that most people are. I've seen a good. I mean, I've been going through social media, looking through Twitter posts and stuff like that. I mean, the I guess the
That was your
perception
first
between it.
mistake.
I know the perception with this is literally 50-50. It's almost to the same level, but maybe not quite as crazy as what happened with Sword and Shield in its first debacle controversy thing that happened around the E3
Oh
time.
my god,
But
that was a war zone.
it was a war zone. It's not nearly as bad. It's still like a little bit of aftermath, but it's like definitely watered down. It's more tolerable. Like I can actually read some of them comments though. But from what I've been getting from most people is some people, and I don't know why it is like this with the Pokemon franchise or fan base though. People don't know what they want. Or they always go back and pedal on
They're-
what they actually say. Because I kid you not, I remember everybody during the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire days, and they were like, "Oh no, this remake ain't good." Yada 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 yada. I feel like some of them same people are coming out of the woodworks and literally saying, "Well, at least Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire actually look good because those people might not be fans of the cheating style." I was like, "Y'all can't have your cake and eat it too." Like, I don't want to hear this crap. I was like, "Y'all been asking for
well,
these games for the longest time."
the official. I'm looking on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, and the like to bar ratio, like to dislike ratio, it's not that bad. Like there's
It,
like
it, it really ain't
like
like
a majority is liking it. And it's only just like a small like at least like
fraction.
2,000 that disliked it.
Yeah,
So
so
it's mostly just like
it ain't nearly as bad as the whole E3 video where it's like the dislikes were actually bigger than the likes. It was like maybe like for every two people that liked it,
that was
there was like three
insane.
people that disliked it or whatever though.
I'm
So
curious, like how much was it at? Let me look it up real quick.
I pulled it up beforehand,
Bruh.
but
Oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah,
It was bad.
it was stupidly bad.
All
It
right.
was stupidly bad.
23,000 likes, 89,000 dislikes.
Yeah,
Oh my
them
god.
national Dex
Oof.
people. I don't talk to them people, man. I don't talk to them people.
But you
But
talk to me.
no, I'm talking about people in general. Like it's one thing
Oh
knowing
yeah.
somebody, but I ain't gonna put up with people I just randomly don't know on the internet though. The one thing I will say this is when they started off, and you know, like how you start off in that one original room, and like you always had that home console that's right next to them. They actually put
Oh
they
yeah,
put
the
the
Wii.
Switch there. instead of having the Wii there. I was
Yeah.
like, bruh. I was like, okay. I guess you're trying to make it modern though, but I would have loved that they would have still kept that Wii there because I guess that was the one that was there during the time now. But I guess the main thing that most people are kind of debating on is like the chibi style. Does that work for them or does it really not? And for me, I've been contemplating this the whole time. I was like, I like it because there's a part of myself that likes it because it's one to one,
Yeah, you don't
one to
know
one
whether to
to
like it
yeah.
or whether you should like it or like if it's growing on you or if you just don't care.
It's
I
literally
mean,
going to take between now and I think the release date before I feel 100%. It's almost the same way how I felt like with Link's Awakening. Like I saw, like Link's Awakening and the way how it originally looked on the Game Boy Color. But I think from Game Boy Color to the Switch like that, I guess that art style was a lot easier to digest.
I liked it. It
However,
looked like like you're playing like a little toy, you know?
yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, between that and then this one, you're taking a DS game that didn't look that bad in graphics, wise, back on the DS, and doing the same thing, but going from DS to Switch. And I think that's the thing that's probably putting some people off a little bit more. And
I
at
think
least
for
for me,
me,
I just
it's just the
right in the
it's
middle.
yeah. It's like for me it's their face. I don't like how their faces look.
Yeah. And it's funny
Because
because
like
oh, go ahead.
in the in the original all you could see was just like two little holes for like their eyes, but in this one you can see their faces and like I think you could see a little dot for their nose. And I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, and it's sort of kind of weird, and I'm like, okay, it's sort of kind of it's sort of kind of strange, but I'm like, I think oh no, I'm just literally going back and forth, back and forth. Now that's the other thing you got to take for granted, and or not take for granted, or just look at the face value of this is the fact of the matter that in the overworld it's chibi style, very similar to like the original games. But when you go in battle, that's when it almost seems like it's running off of either like the Let's Go engine or the Sword and Shield engine, at least in terms of running the battles. I'm not exactly sure where it's at or if
I
it's like a split
wanna
in between, but it's
I wanna
something
say it
really.
is using like a revamped Let's Go engine, like what they did for like in Sword and Shield. Because I think they used like a revamped version of the Let's Go engine.
Yeah.
I mean, this game it looks rough. I'm not gonna lie, except for the water, in Lake Verity.
That's some fine water, man. That's some fine water. Don't
That was
y'all
some
can nitpick this
fine
thing
ass
to the
looking water.
ground,
That looks like
but
something
y'all
I
ain't gonna
drink,
talk trash on my water now, all right? That's the one thing I
IGN
had
better not
going
give
for
this
him.
game. IGN better not give this thing 50 out of 10 because the water looked too fake.
I was like, bro, no, absolutely not, though. And then I was trying to think. Oh,
I mean,
I think there was like one other thing I wanted to point out. At I guess that sort of kind of happened at some point during the trailer. I was trying to think because there was one point where they actually showcased off, like one, like the online, not online, I guess local play. Oh shoot, I thought I
oh
paused it.
yeah, I completely forgot about that. Oh my god, that brings back so many
Yeah,
memories.
because it's like where they warp down. Because I guess if you did any local trade, it popped you in like a little
So
thing where
yeah,
you're able to run around. Yeah.
that that at least confirms that there will be local trade and hopefully online trade. Because you have to remember they took out the GTS
Oh
with
yeah.
Sword and Shield. So that's one thing I'm a little worried on because obviously the original introduced the GTX. How are you not gonna put the GTX in these games? Come on.
Oh, I mean the GTS
And
building
and
has to
if they
be
do
there.
that,
Yeah.
and if they do put the GTX in this game, that's kind of like why would you have Pokemon Home then?
I know,
Because
but
that was
I
the only reason why
guess
you'd get Pokemon Home for the
yeah.
GTX.
That's the other thing is like we always know Pokemon Home is going to be sort of kind of it, that's the official banking home to put all your Pokemon and put them in whatever games you want to do. So I'm thinking with Diamond and Pearl. Normally in the past, when we had Heart Gold Soul Silver from Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, I
Yeah.
think like within the competitive scene, um, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were the games you have to go to because it had every little updated thing with it. Like you couldn't basically play Platinum and play competitive anymore. You had to kind of move all your stuff over to Heart Gold Soul Silver though. But with these games, it's just the way how I guess the Pokemon kind of shown in their battles. I'm like, I want to feel like this might be like a very similar thing like back in the day with like Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald Ruby, and Sapphire. Like you could transfer your Pokemon and put them in this game, or catch Pokemon in this game and put them in Sword and Shield, and it's probably going to be the same thing either way. Because think about it, from everything that is shown so far, I don't even think, which this is another elephant in the room to talk about. I don't even think Dynamaxing is even going to be in this game. The way how they've been kind of showing this off, I could be wrong. They could go back and put that mess in here if they wanted to, but I just feel like they might
I
not,
I hope they don't.
because they
I
already
hope they
have the
don't.
one-to-one sort of kind of homage to, paying respects to these games. If they're gonna still keep that vibe, I don't think they will put something like that. And also, they probably won't put Mega Evolutions if they're truly trying to stay like that too. But that's just something I've been noticing.
If they're doing a 1-for-1, like they better put in like all the content that was in, at least from Platinum, into these games. Like better have GTS, better have my contest hall. I want to get my Pokemon their ribbons, you know. And I
Hmm.
also want that battle frontier along with the battle island where you can buy your own home.
I like how you said GTS, but GTS was in Diamond and Pearl too.
Oh yeah, well,
I was like,
it,
you
it
always keep
just
praising
have
Platinum so much. I was like, I know Platinum added things like the Battle Frontier
yeah,
and all
but
of that
like
stuff, but and the
Platinum was so
expanded
Platinum
Pokedex
was
and stuff and the faster speeds and whatnot, though. A lot of quality of life stuff, but like don't
listen,
act like they
man,
weren't built off of Diamond and Pearl, man.
listen. Platinum erased the memories I had from of Pearl. Okay,
Bro.
it was just that good. Uh, I mean, I think for me, will be like the deciding factor is whether or not these remakes will have the same amount of content plus more. If it doesn't, then I'll think I'll just pass.
Hmm. I mean, no, this is my childhood here.
I know, like
Someone's got to play these
it
games,
is
and
for me too.
somebody's got to play these games, and somebody's got to get their opinion. And I was like, shoot, I might have to review these, whether it be in a podcast or an
What if
own
it's
separate
the
video. But I got to do
what if it
something.
is what if it is a 1-for-1, remake of Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum?
I mean, if it's Diamond and Pearl, I mean, because I don't think they're gonna put anything like I guess the main things that split Platinum off different from Diamond and Pearl is one, the Battle Frontier, because in Diamond and Pearl you only had the Battle Tower, and then two would have been
Oh,
like the
they are
story with
so gonna do
Giratina,
that.
the story
They're
with
so gonna
Giratina.
do that.
There's really ain't nothing for Giratina here within Diamond and Pearl. It was all about either choosing Dialga or Palkia, and then having whatever the red things dealing with the three legendary sisters. I mean, the story was a little bit different in Down
The
the
red
Pearl with,
chain.
yeah, the red chain and stuff. Like, because you have to use
I
like
like
the
how I
three
still
legendary sisters and
remember
use
that.
that. Yeah, so I feel like I feel like in
Well,
terms of that, I don't think so. Now, granted, we do remember in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire how they added the Delta episode. That doesn't necessarily mean they could add in a whole new episode towards the end once you beat the game. Something a little bit
uh,
extra on there.
they could put the Platinum episode.
They could. If they do that, then I'll be all right. That'll be all right. I'll take that because I do like the distortion world and everything like that, though. And
Oh man, the distortion world is so cool. The only thing that sucked was that you couldn't go back, I think.
oh yeah, like once you
I
got the
wanna I
well,
wanna
no,
go
well,
I
you
want these
could go
games
back.
to let me go back.
You could go back. However, the area that you went back in was only just to get Garatina's item in order to change forms. You can always go back to that one particular area, but not the regular area that you went through in order to catch Garatina for the first time. So you could go back just a very
I
small
love
snippet, but that was it.
My question is whether or not they're gonna bring back HMs.
Now that's the other thing I have to go ahead and point out here because I don't know if it's on the website here. I was going to try to pull that up on the screen here real quick because I did notice somebody point this out on I think Twitter. I want to say though, but it was some little part where it's like a little bit in the information where it's like some like to make things a little bit easier for trainers going through and playing through the game. I'm wondering if they're gonna get rid of the whole HM stuff. Because think about it, it's been years since we have to worry about HMs in general in any kind of Pokemon game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make little quality of life stuff. So you don't have to walk around with a Bidoof or a B-Barrel as your HM slave like what you used to do back in the day.
No. They have to make this. They have to put HMs down.
Bruh.
If it's going to be a 1-for-1 remaster remake, I need my HM slave Bidoof. Bidoof, Bidoof, Bidoof. It's like gonna make the Bidoof bot on Twitter happy.
Oh no, no, no. That's too much. All them darn Bidoof, man. Like, no, I can't. I can't. I can't.
Well, like that's what I think. Like, those are my thoughts. Like, I'll pass if it doesn't have like a lot of content.
All right, and the last important question is it's
Oh
been
wait, wait,
years,
wait,
but
wait,
if
wait, wait,
what?
hold on, hold on. I do have one criticism.
What?
Well, other than the other ones I said. These games, I, I can I can already tell they're gonna be $60.
Uh, yeah, I mean Pokemon. I mean, not even just Pokemon, but
Just
Nintendo as a
Nintendo.
whole. They value their IPs. It's gonna be 60, whether you like it or not. It's
If
gonna
it's
be
40,
60.
then
I would be
I'll probably
flabbergasted.
get
I'll
it.
be flabbergasted if it was 40. Because even Sword and Shield now, I don't think you could rarely even buy that. Well, no, if you went to Walmart and picked it up from there, you probably could get it for $50. I think it probably was like that close to its release date. That's how Walmart kind of is. But outside of that, no, I don't think I've ever seen Sword and Shield go on discounts or even the Let's Go. No, Let's Go games, they shot it down at least to $48. I think digitally on the eShop, but that's about it, to be honest.
How many years has it been since Let's
Let's
Three?
Go came out in 2018, so
Almost.
1920, almost 2 years
So
ago.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that right? 2018? Yeah, 2018. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I know. I was like 2 years ago. I was like, really? I'm like, but okay. Yeah. And the last important question is, I know it's been a while though, but if you had to choose a starter, man, uh, what is it?
Oh, actually, see, I'm going with the starter I went with in Pearl Chimchar, man.
Heck yeah, boy. Heck yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
that 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 was like one of my favorite starters, and it
Yeah.
still is.
I was like, yes. Because I was like, I always usually go with fire starters in any generation I normally went with. But Infernape, man, I don't know. It's something about that monkey though. But that dude popped hard, man. It
Ooh,
might have also been because of the
let's
way how I watched the anime
Goku.
and the way how Ash competed towards the very end of that Sinnoh League though too. But I was just a big fan of Infernape.
Oh
Oh shoot.
man, that so biased, man. Rigged as heck. Rude, rigged AF.
That dude came in with a Darkrai and a Latios.
He
Like, what the?
he
We didn't even know what
he
the other
literally
four
only
Pokemon were.
existed.
I was like, what the heck?
He he literally only existed just for Ash to lose, because
It,
Ash could have won that. He could have.
it really was. So I was like, oh shoot, but yeah, that was some good stuff.
Imagine his sixth Pokemon. Oh, it's Arceus.
Oh no, no! If he did that, that would have been way too much, man. Just way too much.
What was it that he had? A Darkrai and a Latios? Like
Yeah, a
Latios.
Darkrai and a Latios, and it took forever for him to beat the Darkrai before Pikachu beat it
Literally
and tied, and
five
then
Pokemon.
so yeah, he got wiped 4-0, or at least that's like the final score though. But yeah. So in terms of the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I'm looking forward to them, but I'm just all over the place. And
They
I
needed
tried
some
to explain
more.
myself the best way I could, and I still felt like I didn't live up to that. But you got anything else to say
No,
about
like,
it,
alright, so first I smiled, and then my smile fell. That was it.
bro? All right. Well, they got the drift loom by that by the windmill area though. So hey, I know it's pretty faithful because I
Was that
remember.
only in Platinum?
No, I think it was in Diamond and Pearl. It's something about where you got to show up
I
every
don't.
Friday and you were able to catch that drift loom or something like that.
I'm. I honestly did not remember that in Pearl.
Uh,
Man, Platinum was so good. It erased my memories of Pearl. I
bro.
have to say that one
I
more
mean, they
time.
didn't change. It was mostly with most of the post game stuff or getting or story like. Oh, Looker was a key component that was
Yeah.
introduced in Platinum.
Wait, didn't we see Luker?
Yeah,
Didn't
because
we see him?
no, we didn't see him in this little trailer right here though. But ever since Platinum, Looker has made an appearance in every single generation afterward, except for Sword and Shield. He was not in Sword and Shield. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Well, he wasn't British, so they couldn't let him in.
dang. But yeah, they had him in 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then they cut him out in 8. I was like, all right, I see how it is though. But yeah, so I don't
Yeah,
know
what
whether or
the
not they will actually pay
that
homage.
was Game Freak's biggest crime. They cut out Looker. How
Yeah,
dare?
but I feel like if they do something like a Delta episode, they're probably gonna have Looker be at the
The
base of it
Looker,
all.
the Looker episode.
I can almost guarantee you that. I called it here first, y'all. I called it here first. All
Hmm.
right, so anything else to say about that before we move on to the next one?
Nah.
All righty. So the next one they had what honestly caught me by a huge
This
surprise
is a
because I
tale
was
from
thinking
a
that was gonna be their
long,
main
long
thing. I honestly
time
thought they were gonna
ago,
talk about Detective
when the
Pikachu
Sinnoh
and some of
region
this
was
other stuff,
still only a
but never
vast
have I ever
wilderness.
would have thought that
A
Game
certain
Freak
village
over here
bustled with
will
the
go
comings and
ahead and
goings of
expand
people,
upon
while in the
Sinnoh's
mountains and
lore
seas,
They
even
have
more
in the
than
wild.
just
Pokemon
with the Gen 4
roamed as they
remakes
pleased.
because they yeah, they just added like a complete open area, wild area. This is something that all the Pokemon fans thought of when originally they said Pokemon games are coming to the Switch. This is what people been waiting on right here. I was flabbergasted. I was like, I had my mouth open while I was watching this thing at work. I was like, they done did it.
Yeah, because like I was looking at it, and then I gasped. It was like, wow, these mad lads over at Game Freak are actually gonna attempt to do a fully realized open world Pokemon game, which is what like everyone's been waiting for. Like because like I picked up the game as a kid, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this to be open world. Here we are.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, I was like, oh shoot, like you knew something was up the second that you did like a barrel roll, like you did a flip. And I was like, wait, what the heck? I was like, why are you trying to do a flip out here? And then low key,
Oh,
you found that
there's some
little
information.
thing, and I'll let you talk about that.
Oh, let me find it real quick. All right, so apparently, if you don't have any Pokemon on you,
Mm-hmm.
oh, did I die? Oh, if you don't have any Pokemon on you, your main character will be attacked, which is why the roll is there.
And I was like, and that made me think about like some other, that made me think of like some other shows like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. Like I know, like like you're using the creatures and stuff to battle with, and then if for some reason if they're gone and they're not in front of you, you take an actual damage. It sort of kind of reminded me of that. I know there's a couple other shows, but that was the one that originally kind of popped up in my mind. So I was like, that's kind of interesting right there, because I mean, honestly, it'd be happening in the anime quite so much. It's like it's kind of crazy that it's taking this long that they might potentially add that feature here within this one game, though. But I was looking at this and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you can die in Pokemon now.
oh no. And I was also looking at this like in terms of the story, like we know with the Sinnoh region there was a lot of lore up in here, like with like Dialga controlling time, and then you got Palkia over here controlling space, and then you had Giratina that was over the realm of distortions and all of this stuff, and you had the
Yeah,
sisters
hell.
representing all of the emotions that most people have to live with their everyday lives. You have things like Manaphy as Shaman over there controlling
No,
both
not
the different parts.
Manaphy. Wait, didn't? Oh yeah, Manaphy was interesting.
Manaphy as well as Shaman controlling some little bits and aspects
You know,
of nature and
I
stuff.
forget that because I saw the movie and
Mm-hmm.
Manaphy was like it was during like the Gen 3 era.
Yeah. Oh it sort of kind of introduced it. Yeah, thanks to Pokemon Ranger. Pokemon Ranger was the big bridge between Gen 3 and Gen 4, and I really like that about those games because that's the only way how you actually could get a Manaphy within Gen 4 though. Oh, that makes me think. No, they'll just give that away as an event. Anyway, so
Yeah.
but yeah, the matter of fact, you have so many different lore and legends with Sinnoh. I guess they just really wanted to expand upon this. So we know this game is actually taking place before the Sinnoh that we know it now within like the baseline or now the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. And it's all
Yeah,
centered
because
around
like
Arceus. And I'm like, oh shoot. But go on.
yeah, because like you see like the starters out in the wild.
Yeah, and,
Like Piplup, for example, it was right there, just walking around. Same with
yeah.
Chimchar.
And that's the other thing is because I feel like I have to go back and actually look back in some of my Sinnoh lore and stuff though. But I want to say with stuff that happened on Mount Coronet, I want to say because like for the most part, most of that region is like pretty snowy and whatnot though. But I wanted to say at least what they referred to back in the past, the Sinnoh region was actually quite drastically different compared to what we knew it now within like the modern age Diamond and Pearl. I can't remember exactly what all they set up in the legends, but there's some deep stuff within Sinnoh if you actually went back and read those books. Like remember that old library in Diamond and Pearl the one where it's like you're in before like the earthquake happens, and then all that stuff with Spear Pillar and all that stuff was going down. I think there was like some books up in there that was saying some stuff like that though. So it's interesting
Yo.
they're expanding upon that with just the lore, but a whole new game.
All right, so hear me out. This is like a theory, you know? What if that gold statue was a representation of Dialga and Palkia, and Dialga and Palkia were used to be one Pokemon?
Oh, I remember that because they almost looked the sort of kind. I guess when you looked at it, one angle it looked like Dialga, but in the other angle it looked like Palkia. But I guess depending on the version you had, it will only talk about one version of the Pokemon or the other. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the case?
I think so.
I want
Because
to. I
I
want to say
don't,
that was
I
it.
never really paid attention to that statue. I just looked at it, I'm like, huh, neat.
Yeah, so yeah, that would have been some interesting stuff though, and it's not like the first time they dabble with Arceus and what he could actually do within the mainline series. Like even think back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where I don't know what the name of that mountain was, but if you took an Arceus up there, you're able to actually create a Dialga, Palkia, or Giratina. Like they messed with Arceus a little bit in times past, but
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was named because you took Arceus to like the ruins, like you know,
yeah,
where you get the unknown, and you just get teleported to like a snowy area. So we know it's like somewhere in like Snow Point City, like you know, in that area,
or something like that.
or Mount Coronet, just you know, just in like the upper area of Sinnoh.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not the first time they dabble with this though. And I always kind of low key mentioned this with my brother a few times though, but I was like, what if they did like an all region game where it's like you were able to go through all the different regions? And then I also told him, I was like, or what if it was something relating with Arceus? Arceus is going to be on the front of the box art. And my brother was like just saying stuff like, oh no, that's never going to happen. I saw this happening today. I was like, this best like 10 something odd years ago. I was like, what the freak? But I was like, oh shoot. So I was like, it was crazy. I was like, I was thinking maybe to put Arceus on the front of a box art, but I never actually thought they would actually go and do that though. So I was like, oh shoot. Like I give myself some mad
Yeah.
props on that one though, but goodness.
Imagine going into a store and like, oh, cool, a new Pokemon game. What's that Pokemon?
And it's like, no.
And they're like, huh? And they're like, yeah, you can fight God.
You'd be like, bruh. But they'll be like, ain't that the seventh time this week you find them in like 7 other different games? And you'd be like, I guess not. I guess not. You know, I was thinking the first few things is like literally almost like Final Fantasy 7 or almost like Xenoblade I was thinking about. But yeah, some good stuff that was shown off here. I will say this game is like early in development as well. So it's like, take it as you may. It does sort of kind of look rough on the edges. But you know how video games are.
It
like,
isn't just short of looks, or like it looks so terrible.
I say sort of kind. I say sort of, but
the Pokemon.
You know
how they're roaming and everything.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they were moving at like 10 frames a second.
I know the frame rate could use some work, as well as I guess some other stuff that was in the environment as well. The frame rate was obviously the most notable thing about it, though. So I guess
because like the concept of these games, it's so cool, it's so awesome. The game itself just needs a whole lot of polish. Because if you compare it to Breath of the Wild, which is a good comparison because of how it takes that Breath of the Wild open world approach.
Mm-hmm.
It needs a little bit more. It needs not just a little. It just needs a lot more polish. Put it in the oven, cook it some more.
Yeah, and the good thing is if they had all of this stuff done right now, I don't know exactly how big in terms of the scope the whole area will be. If it's obviously like all one interconnected, sort of kind of like a wild area, but it's obviously a bit more than that. Then if they're just working on getting the stability of the frame rate or some of the other environments and just making it look nicer, they have more than a year. I'm imagining, I'm going to go ahead and say this now, I think this game might drop out in April of next year. That's what I'm thinking. It's either going to be March or April. Like, it's been a long time since we had a Pokemon game that's almost sort of kind of big and mainline like this drop out in the spring. I mean, it used to happen with like.
That's the thing. I don't think there's mainline. I think there's like a side thing.
It is a side thing, but it's like the closest thing.
Because you have your mainline game.
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have like because it's called Legends. That leads me to believe it's gonna be Arceus, and then Black and White are gonna have their own Legends.
I feel like that's basically making up for like what would have been like a no platinum remake or something like that. Although way down in the distant future that we're probably gonna get platinum, but it's gonna get the Let's Go versions of it whenever the time actually does catch back up to where they're going through all the Let's
You
Go
know that's gonna
series.
make one specific friend of ours very very mad.
Well, shoot. Well, by then he'd be an old man and he won't care no more. He'd be an old man and he won't care no more. But yeah, so I think like what you said with the Legends thing, like I feel like like I was thinking that too. I didn't say it, but you beat me to the punch though. But I do feel like at least with the Legends stuff, they're also going to do the same mess whenever Gen 5 remakes come. And you're going to be like, when does Gen 5 remakes come? Because Gen 4 remakes ain't going to be looking good for me. I'm going to skip it. Let this be known. It's going to be like 6 more years till you get Gen 5 remakes. I'm going to say this right now. So you might as well, you can't eat your cake, can't have your cake and eat it too. So you want to be patient and wait. If this ain't going to do it, Gen 5 remakes are going to be like 6 years from now. So just chill out.
I want to make a bet. Well, not really a bet, but just like, I'm gonna call it right here, right now. They're gonna delay Legends.
You think they are?
I honestly think they're gonna like delay it to like, the end of like
Summer
2022,
or
so it can
make
be
it like a holiday game.
So it can be a November title.
Oh,
that way, like honestly, they're gonna spend a little more to make a lot more.
It kind of makes sense because I guess the Diamond and Pearl remakes come out at November. Let's say if this game would have came out in
and
April,
you already
like
know,
what I said,
and you already know the Diamond and Pearl remakes are gonna sell like a lot.
Yeah.
You already it could give in.
Because I guess the turnaround time between those two games would have been 5 months if this game would have came out in April. So I was just thinking about that, and I was like, it's kind of interesting that we'll put this as early 2020. I mean, if I were Pokemon Company, shoot, I might want to put this out in summertime, maybe, if not holiday season. Who knows?
Yeah, because like this is like the concept behind this is pretty big. It's like on the same scale as Breath of the Wild, except this is Pokemon. So you so you kind of want it to be like really, really good.
Yeah, you do want it to be really, really good. And I guess a few other things to kind of notice or just kind of point out that's within this trailer is, have you seen that Pokeball and the way how it looks? Like it is actually like an old Pokeball, man. Like old Pokeball.
I think it's funny how they say that it's made out of wood. Then how does it work?
No, the other one is made out of like a whole bunch of like it kind of reminds me, I guess, those Pokeballs that were actually made out of wood. I guess if you ever watch some of the Pokemon anime series, like the Johto ones, like that, where they're made out of apricots or something like that. But it's literally almost made out of wood. It's just yeah.
What was that? It was the one that made the Pokeballs.
Oh shoot, I can't even remember the dude's name. I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's Kurt.
Kurt. Yeah, Kurt. Yeah, that dude right there. I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's that Pokeball right there. I got it on the screen right now. Like, bro, I'm looking at this thing like, oh shoot. I guess because I guess that's probably where they got the inspiration from. And they even mentioned on here that it was mostly made out of wood and steam puffed up from the tops when Pokemon were caught. Like, bro, that's some ancient technology right there. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah. It's like that one movie with Celebi where like Professor Oak as a kid would catch the Pokemon with like an old Pokeball model.
Yeah. So yeah, that in itself is actually pretty interesting as well, though. And then I also,
if you zoom in on the center, you can see an Among Us character.
Oh, if you flipped it upside down. I did see somebody about that make a post on that on Twitter. I was like, golly. So it's like it looked kind of sus.
That Among Us meme is everywhere.
Bruh. It really is, to be honest. And then the other interesting thing about this game is instead of having traditional Diamond and Pearl starters, because obviously you're getting the Gen 4 remix already, they actually decided to make the spread a little bit different from all the different regions. Like we got Gen 2, Gen
which I
7,
like.
and Gen 5. And out of the three, I got to go with my boy Cyndaquil. Like I still can't leave my fire
Yes,
buddies.
me too.
I was like, yes, it's been a good long while since I used my boy Cyndaquil over here. That would be like a Typhlosion though, but yeah, you can't
I'm
beat that
gonna
one.
teach him Thunder Punch.
Thunder Punch. Yep.
Thunder Punch.
Oh boy. But yeah, so some really good stuff. And I'm just still kind of flabbergasted that it's all based around Arceus. I don't know exactly what kind of big role he will actually have up in these games. It's going to be interesting nonetheless. But oh shoot, I think we're in for like a really
You're
good solid
you're
treat.
you're gonna kick his ass. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna kick Arceus' ass.
I don't know, man. That dude kind of big. That dude kind of big.
Maybe Giratina is gonna be like an antagonist, and you're
Oh,
up
say
to you
that
to help
again.
Arceus to banish him to the distortion world or
Oh,
something. What if
that'd be
What if you're
interesting.
helping Arceus to banish Giratina?
Hmm. That'd be interesting. I mean, because they technically did, I guess, and this goes back into the whole Sinnoh lore and everything, though. Because wasn't Giratina actually like winning like the overworld or something like that? And then didn't Arceus have to kick him into the distortion world or something like that because he did something?
Yeah, it's why he has two forms, you know?
Yeah, I guess one's the alter form and one's the origin form.
Because he's supposed to be the renegade Pokemon.
Yeah. So yeah,
Let me
it's
look up
it's something
his
like that.
Pokédex entry.
It's something like that though, but I'm like, I always kind of like the whole Sinnoh myths and lore and all that. Like, it's the most interesting region in terms of its lore to actually do some research on in
Exactly.
comparison to some of the other
It's one of the
ones.
reasons why I love Gen 4.
It actually got me to read some of those books in the library where most of the time you just kind of like skip or blow past it in some other games.
Yeah, here in the Pokemon Wiki, underneath Pokemon mythology, Giratina, along with Yaga and Palkia, was created when Arceus hatched from its egg. So Arceus tasked Giratina to create the universe alongside Dialga and Palkia. Giratina was known, other than than Mewtwo, to be one of the most aggressive Pokemon. So because of this, Arceus banished Giratina to the Distortion World, where it would supposedly be trapped forever to balance that world.
Yep, that's what I was talking about. That right there. Oh shoot.
Yeah, and even in Platinum, there's its Pokédex entry is it was banished for its violence. It silently gazed upon the old world from the Distortion World.
Yeah. And honestly, that form it was pretty legit. And I was like, oh shoot, I
Yeah, it
actually
was
like it.
badass.
That was a bad Mamma Jamma form like that. I preferred it over, like, once we had that form back in Platinum, I always prefer using it over the standard Alter form. I guess because the Origin form was more aggressive, so the offense was a lot higher with it, but the Alter form, the normal form, was higher in defense. So yeah, but obviously you weren't using those Pokemon to basically be competitive and whatnot though. So most people kind of stuck to having that Origin form now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so some really good stuff that was showcased off in there. Oh, and I think the last little thing that I think we didn't cover about it was I guess the way how it sort of kind of the battle system almost looked like. I guess we said something about like if your Pokemon faint, they actually could directly attack the trainer though. But it looks like it's like
Yeah, you can
where you
just
battle.
die.
Yeah, like where you battle, it's like wherever you're at on the field. Like you
Yeah,
don't.
it's seamless,
Yeah,
which is what I wish Sword and Shield did, because in Sword and Shield, let's say you're fighting on a bridge, the battle starts and you're in like in some field. I'm like, what?
yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, I was like, yeah, because it's like you start and it's like they don't have to do probably a lot in order to break down that transition, but yeah, they just kind of go up into it. It's like, oh, it's like do 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 do, and then it's like you're just there, and the menu options just pop up. And I do kind of like how it sort of kind of accents it, like it's like full screen whenever you're normally there, but then when you get into battle, it almost acts like you're going like into like a movie widescreen version, give it like a little bit more of like a
Yeah,
cinematic kind of flair. I do kind of like
it
that.
gives it like it makes it more dynamic. Like
Yeah,
just it pops out,
so I do
makes it
like
like
that.
so noticeable.
Yeah. and it also kind of helps to highlight, I guess, like if you look in this one picture on the screen, it's like Galley, you're able to see its health down in the bottom left corner, and then you see like Gertron's stuff in the top right. It helps accent those a little bit better though too. So I really do like it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty clean. I do like what I'm seeing.
And yeah, it looks like right in that screen. It looks graphically, it looks amazing. It's only when you go to like the open world part where you're like, ah.
Yeah. So So like what we said, they just got like a lot of different quite a bit of touching up to do, but at least the framework is there. The framework's there. They got stuff to work with. It's just how much can they polish
Yeah,
it
the
within the years
battles.
were.
I think they can get it like to work. Like all right, so me personally, I would prefer if they did 60, but obviously that's not gonna happen. So bare minimum, they need to do 30.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Also, Sanikyu, I think we're almost running out of information to roll off with, but I will give you a little bit extra thing that I actually noticed on here. And if you look at the characters that I have it here on the screen, look at the dude's arm and look at the girl's arm. That's the same little logo that's almost from Team Galactic. Yeah. I was like, well, we ain't the bad guys, right? Like what the heck? I was like, I guess they're sort of
I saw that. I'm like, what?
I was like, oh shoot! I was like, I wasn't expecting nothing like that though. But I was like, I guess Galactic's base, or not base, like origins, might be going super far back, even further back than what we even thought. And I was like, oh gosh, like
maybe like Cyrus's like dream like extends further, like it was been in his family or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I was like, who knows at this point? It'd be super interesting to see all.
Yeah, because we don't know a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we really don't know a lot. It's kind of interesting. And one other extra thing is because I guess at the very end of Platinum, remember how what was his name again? Cyrus? Siren?
Yeah, Cyrus.
Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus. There we go. How he got left in the distortion world at the very end.
Yeah, because like to him, the distortion world is perfect. I mean, actually, no. I think that was in the anime. Now I think about it.
I mean, no, but he did the same thing in Platinum. Like we were trying to get him out with Cynthia, but he stayed there or something like that. I do remember that.
Because that was of his own volition.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe he really did stay there because like to him that was the perfect world.
And I was like, this is a huge what if though. But what happened in the distortion world is so distorted that where if you popped out of the distortion world at some point in time, maybe there's a time rift and you're actually able to use the distortion world in a way to actually travel through time. And I'm like, what happened if they use that as an exploration?
You travel to other Pokemon regions, you know?
And what happened if they use that as an explanation to actually make Cyrus pop up within this one particular game? I would not be shocked and I would not be surprised.
It would be cool though.
It'll be cool, a nice little Easter egg, and makes the whole Team Galactic thing circle back around.
That would make it so much interesting because that would explain why the Galactic logo is right there. What if Cyrus was the one that founded, because he time traveled?
Yeah, oh shoot! Then we're going in some real deep lore stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh shoot! I love it so much. So yeah, I guess we'll probably leave it at that though. But honestly, some really good stuff that was shown off in this thing, and honestly, I was fairly impressed. If I gotta walk out of here with a score for the whole entire kit and caboodle, I guess I would say that I probably would have put this presentation at I think at an 8, 7.5 or an 8 for me. But what about you, man?
I mean, I was happy with Snap. I was thrown off balance with the Shadow remakes. And then I was blown away by what they're trying to do with Legends. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think I'd give it like a 6.
All right, yeah.
Because we honestly do not know that much about Legends.
Yeah, we really don't, because I was also thinking about this too. You know how Pokemon Company always likes to take small little steps? Well, and this is what they're working, Game Freak is working on now. And this is a side series. Like, we don't usually see Game Freak they only mainly touch their mainline series stuff, and this is sort of kind of a side series that's still getting a lot of focus like this. Imagine they take what they learned from this and incorporate this within the next Gen 9 game. I mean, things are kind of getting a little interesting.
I hope.
Like, because we saw the wild area and saw how much bigger it got with the DLC. Now we're seeing this, and like, what the freak can they possibly do with a Gen 9 when that time does come? We'll have to wait and see, though, but I like the way
They
they're
better
going.
not follow the same formula as Gen 8 did. I honestly cannot.
Because I feel like they had the idea. It's just, I think time, resources, and them always taking baby steps. They always got to work their way
that's what they stated before. Like, they just didn't have time.
Yeah, so
they shot together what they had, most likely.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so some good stuff that was shown up in here though. But any other last closing remarks before I go ahead and shut this thing down?
Who you're gonna choose
For what?
for your starter in this game?
The Diamond and Pearl stuff, or are you talking about this one or the Arceus one?
This one, yeah, Legends.
Oh, Legends. Oh, I already said it. Sanikyu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
Hey, sorry.
that's the one I'm going with. So yeah, good thing is confirmed. It seems like you might be able to get Garchomp someone early on. He'd be my second partner, and we'd be having a good time up in this back in the Sinnoh of old, should I say?
Oh yeah, there's one more thing. So when they show it off in like the battles, it shows off your Pokemon's level, but they don't show off the wild Pokemon's level.
Oh really? Oh shoot.
Yeah, like look in the screenshot that you have. It doesn't show the Garchomp's level. So my theory is that to create like a better immersion, they take away what the levels look like and just replace it with the color. You know, red for like being like super high. Because when you think about it, like let's say you're in the Pokemon world, you don't know the only thing you know is how strong your Pokemon is, but you don't know the wild Pokemon.
That is
how
true.
Strong they are.
That is true.
So this does. So already you know they're thinking ahead with like the concept of like with battling wild Pokemon.
Yeah, as long as they keep it like this and they don't change it. But if this were to stand, that does make sense because all you do at face value when you're looking at them and you're trying to catch these Pokemon or battle them is you just see what they look like, but you don't necessarily know how strong they are until they hit you. Literally, like until they literally hit you, you might not even know how strong. You might. It literally might be running into like a super boss on one of them. You're like, oh shoot!
Imagine encountering a level 100 Oddish.
Oh no! And you're like, hey,
that was the last thing I had to say.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, it's been a pretty good discussion over here in terms of the Diamond and Pearl remake stuff, as well as also the Legends of Arceus though. But y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below what all do you think about these remakes / brand new game that no one and their mama was really expecting though. Do you really love it? And do you really hate it? Are you a fan of the new art style or are you not? Y'all gotta let me know down in that comment section down below though. But that's pretty much gonna do it in terms of this video though. So remember, if you really like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related. I feel like discussing, including anything else relating with Diamond and Pearl remakes, as well as the Legends of Arceus as we get closer to those two respective release dates though. So remember y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.